Welcome to my store. Got all the plastic you could ever imagine. He was in the video where we took the 500-gallon tank back. He's the guy running the hand forklift. He's a little camera shy. It's hard to get him on camera. I've asked him numerous times. But for that one, he was okay with that one. But he's got some mad skills when it comes to plastics. And anything else, like he machined metal parts for me, like say I need a fitting that needs a different thread, well he could put a different thread on it for me. Now I learned that in machine shop class, but well, that was 20 and more years ago than I like to remember. But I still got my meat tenderizer that I made in metal shop, and I still got my little shelf thing I made in wood shop, and I got my little table I made in cabinetry shop, and I don't have my sword. I made a huge sword out of a wagon wheel ring. And you know, back in the days they used to have those 6-foot wagon wheels, and they had a metal ring around it. Well, over at the other farm one day I found one in the foundation. We were picking rocks and this little thing was sticking up, so I dug it up, and there's a big wagon wheel that was like 3 inches wide. Great big huge chunk of steel, so I made a sword out of it. Used it for everything for a long time. And then I hid it in the bush so my parents wouldn't find it. And I went to college, and I cannot find that tree for the life of me. I have looked and looked and looked, but you know, I was gone away for a couple of years before I went back to look for it. And the trees grow and they look different, and the memory fades. And so someday, if somebody's logging in there and they find a big, huge sword, give me a call. I want it back. Welding shop teacher nowadays, I don't think they'd let you do that, but teacher back in those days, all he said was, if I killed anybody with it, he was going to tell the cops he didn't know about it. I don't know why he thought I'd kill anybody with it. I'm a very peaceful guy. I barely even yell at the boy. Although sometimes he can be frustrating. He's too much like his father. So, what are you going to do? He looks like me, he acts like me, pretty sure he's mine. His mother says he is, especially when she's mad at him. You're just like your father. She's not happy with me all the time either. I don't know why. I'm such a sweetie. And then if you got a scratch like this, you can take the corner of the piece of plastic and scrape her out. So it's all good. And I got this here for feeding seaweed to the silver dollars and the cloud loaches. Feeding sheeps. Comes a nice seaweed salad package. And then they feed assorted frozen foods, enriched brine shrimp, and Tetramin Pro. As you see, these are small cans. I don't like these big cans that people have that they take 3-4 months to feed, because the food doesn't have the same freshness by the time you're done with it as it should. If you're going to buy the big cans, leave them in the freezer, put a small quantity in a small can, and feed out of that. That way you don't lose all those vitamins and nutrition to the oxygen. Because every time you open the container, you change the air inside. And then the vitamins and stuff deteriorate. You ever notice the fish always hide in the corner when you're trying to corner. Now, this tank's only cleaned every couple of months. Well, that's when they call me. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn the camera off for a second. Going to run downstairs, turn the water around. We did over half a water change, and I'll be back in a minute.